Future Corpse is a progressive post-hardcore band from Melbourne, Australia, who play with a wide spectrum of sound, including classic prog rock, black metal, math rock, hardcore punk, 90s post-hardcore, Latin, and jazz. Future Corpse have released 2 albums, one in 2016 called Another World to Consume, and then one in 2018 called Culture Ruins Everything Around Me. Currently, they are working on a set of 2 EPs to be released within the next 12 months. I have 2 of the bandmates here. I have Jared and Tim. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah, that's right.
All right, gentlemen, how you doing? It's Saturday morning for you guys in Melbourne. What's going on? How's life?
Yeah, good. Just getting coffee into our body and, easing into this pod.
Wonderful.
Just, relax.
Nice. Well, I'm super happy to have you guys here. Tell me a little bit about Future Corpse. How did this project come to be?
Well, I guess it started when we started writing music together. That was back in 2011. Yeah, 2011. And we were like, there's so many metal bands here that we're not really into. We can write a metal band. We can write a metal band. We can make music for like a metal project that really encapsulates the music that we were hearing. It was really exciting, and we would like to have out there more. So we started writing together. Yeah, and then I wanted to form a band out of it. Yeah, I couldn't commit at the time. I had some other things to do. But Jared started jamming with Elliot. Yeah, I got Elliot on board first, and then Julian through another band I was playing with. He used to play in that band, which is a defunct band now. And then I got a vocalist on board eventually. And then that vocalist left, and then Julian left, and Tim came back. We released an EP before that happened, called The First Five. And then by the time Another World to Consume, we were doing that. Tim was back there, started, contributing to writing. And then we did that album, and that's when we were Future Corpse. Well, I guess as we were again, because now we don't have Elliot. It's just me and Tim working on music. And, it's an interesting time, but it's an exciting one creatively, I guess, right now.
Nice.
But it started back in 2011, and I guess we were a proper band playing gigs from the end of 2012.
Okay, good stuff. Well, so tell me, I'm very intrigued by this name of the EP called Culture Ruins Everything Around Me. I can't say that I disagree with that statement, but can you tell me, like, where did that name come from, and how did that grab you?
Yeah, I came up with the album name. It's obviously a reference to the Wu-Tang song "Cream." Cash rules everything around me. Just a nice little twist on it. It's a bit of an extreme statement, and that's just to like grab attention, I guess. But it also just refers to just having culture be something that dictates your behavior, the way that you think, and being kind of against external influence and just trying to be yourself.
Nice. I like it. Well, so in this bio, you guys listed a pretty big laundry list of different types of genres that influence you. I definitely hear, obviously the metal influences and the math rock coming through on the track we have today. But can you kind of tell me a little bit about, what are some of your favorite acts that have influenced your current sound today?
The Mars Volta. Yeah. The Mars Volta in a big way. Yeah. Their ability to mix in a lot of different influences of their own influences. Yeah. And also just being brave in terms of experimenting and playing around with the formula.
I think it's got very similar influences. I mean, they're fusing punk prog and Latin, more Latin than us, considering, Omar's background in particular, playing, all the Afro-Cuban piano players that influence him. Some of the other bands, I want to say Orchid, was a huge influence, especially around that time, and writing a song, Dance Tonight, Revolution Tomorrow, was a huge impact at the time on me, discovering that album around that. That was 2011, 2012.
Yeah, that was an early screamo band that we both really enjoyed.
Yeah. Of that like second wave of scrams. And probably another big one was Liturgy at the time. Very early on, I was incorporating a lot of that guitar style into my playing. And it's dropped off a little bit. So in terms of Culture Ruins Everything Around Me, the influences may not be as present. You know, the black metal is sparser than it perhaps once was, but I think it's coming back because I'm getting the hunger for it. I was listening to Immortal. You know, I was listening to Tim. I'm like, oh yeah, listen to Hard Winter, and just this week.
I've been listening to it as well now, so we'll get some Immortal influences in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Start wearing corpse paint and walking through the forest.
Oh hell yeah!
Nice, I love it. Yeah, it's so funny to me because like it's funny you brought up Mars Volta because I feel like very few bands have the cult following that Mars Volta have, like especially among musicians. Like I feel like.
Absolutely.
Like so many musicians are just like will die on the hill that's one of the best bands ever put together, but they didn't have like a ton necessarily of mainstream success. But I mean, obviously, still
after the Loud, though. In fact, when we were researching Bedlam and Goliath for some reason, and when we would go to forums, we'd see people talking about Mars Volta. People were like, "Oh, after the Loud, like fuck that band, I don't really care." But people seem to love that album. That album had a lot of mainstream exposure. Beyond that, they kind of, I guess Francis the Mute came out with a very, you know, you're either a fan or you're not a fan, and that's the road we're heading on, and it's a tough road, and that's kind of the way they went. But yeah, they're an amazing band. We die on the hill for the Mars Volta.
Hey, I'm with you, man. I think they've made some awesome music, so they're definitely real musos, as the Australians would say. So I'm a huge fan of them.
Yes, we would. Although I don't know how often we say muso, but yeah, that's definitely an Australian.
Well, you know, this is my shitty attempt at trying to use slang, so I'm just going to stop myself now.
No, it's good. It's like surprisingly good. It's surprisingly well. Yeah.
Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for building me up here. Well, so tell me about this. We got an awesome song here today called Abject, an Abject Failure. What's this about? What do we need to know about the song?
Lyrically, it's about surveillance, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, we reference the Five Eyes, which, Tim, you know more about that concept, I think.
Yeah, a little bit more, not a comprehensive. The Five Eyes refers to like the United States, Canada, New South Wales, Australia, and
New Zealand. Yeah.
Oh yeah, New Zealand, Australia, and the UK as they formed some sort of pact,
like an intelligence.
Yeah.
Well, God, we wrote about this a while ago. You know, Tim had that. I probably would have out a couple supplementary articles, so it's not really on the top of my head. But yeah, lyrically, it's about surveillance, I guess, primarily. In terms of the composition, I could probably talk more a little bit at length about that. The original riff, the Facebuster riff in the middle.
That's what we refer to it.
Yeah. Originally, the song was titled, so like we need a kind of. I mean, that's not a bad title, but yeah, it kind of wasn't appropriate considering the lyrical things that are going on.
It comes in near the middle of the song where we jam on it for a while. That was like the first riff that we wrote for this new album.
Yeah, and it was great. It came up very organically in the garage. You know, I started playing this dun 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 dun, and it was like, yep, cool, and that's going to be used. And then the song was kind of sort of constructed from the middle outwards.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's like seems kind of unconventional because I feel like people usually, at least when I'm writing songs, I always come up with like the intro riff and then build into.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but you guys come up with the main jam and then build off of that.
I wish I could.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got another great middle riff, and it's like we can't start the song with this. Like
both of us struggle with intro riffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So much.
Okay, so we got to team up, I guess. All right, I'm flying out. I'll book my flights right now. We'll start making some tunes.
I'll steal your riff.
I love it. That's cool though. So yeah, what is like the typical songwriting process like? Is it you two kind of just, you know, you mentioned jamming in the garage. Do you kind of just do that and then go from there, or how does it work?
So many different ways, I guess. That's one way, you know, just that by ourselves. Sometimes if we're together, like we're doing a lot of recording at Tim's place, and you know, a good idea will just come just from being inspired with recording other things and really enjoying the process, and then we'll be recording that, and that's becoming the basis of a new song. And then refinement happens over time, you know, just thinking about it, you know, if we're consciously working on the song.
Usually it's been Jared and me writing riffs by ourselves and then like putting them together, just like pasting it together. But I think this time around we're experimenting more with like recording stuff and then having the process be inside the recording rather than writing it on Guitar Pro, which is the software that we use.
And it's becoming progressively, even during Cream, that was starting to happen a bit more where we would collaborate together. We probably weren't doing a lot of recording, but, you know, we did like a whole pre-production demo thing of the album, and we did come up with some new ideas that, you know, and that process that we're starting to see. where while recording, we're sort of coming up with brand new ideas. It happened there, and perhaps not the same way, but there was seeds of what we're doing now, creatively, I guess.
Awesome. Well, that's great. Let's jump into it. This is a song called "An Abject Failure" by a band called Future Corpse. that was a song called "An Abject Failure" by Future Corpse. A fucking tune, man. You guys bring the heat. Like you guys rock out. Like I have so much fun listening to this.
No, thank you.
Do you guys? Is this one that you really look forward to on the set list when you're playing live? Have you performed this one live yet?
We performed live a lot when we were doing our mini tour after the album.
We've performed the whole album live.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We just tell, especially by the time, because Cream is how long? 11 minutes?
Yeah, maybe 12.
12. So by the time you get to there, you're fucked. And especially like Ornamental Violence has this technical section that I'd love to say I've nailed it perfectly once, but I don't think I have. It's fucked. So when I get up to there, I'm like, oh god. And then you got Cream afterwards. Like when we did that, it was just pretty insane. But yeah, in terms of Abject Failure, it's a great song. That middle riff is just like easy. It's like smooth, buttery kind of riff. And like I just really enjoy playing it. I can just relax, and the vocals are real fun to perform, especially over that sort of like punky Thousand Travels of Jarahalal kind of like section, and the sort of like the secondary chorus in the song. That's real fun to play. It's, just 4/4 and rocking out. So yeah, it is. And the intro is like a little bit complicated in King Crimson Marvish Orchestra. So yeah, there's a lot of a different mix there. It's exciting. It's one like I'm like Abject Failure. I look forward to it. In short.
Nice. Yeah. I was curious, like, what your experiences has been, performing in Melbourne, because when I was there and I was visiting, like, I grabbed some like newspaper that had a list of all the shows that were going on every night, and there was like probably almost 200 shows, from Friday to Sunday in the city. So it's like it seems like there's this awesome, rich music scene there. Like, what's been your experience?
That's definitely true, but the experience for us is different because we're probably on the fringes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It would be really nice to be included in one of those lists. But like because there's just so many bands, it's hard to really break out. And I'd say it's probably more about connections to people with more connections who can get you, a big spot. We've been doing it by ourselves since the beginning, really. Yeah. So it's been tough, but
we kind of always hated music business. Like me and Tim, we studied Oak Hill together, and we had a music business class, and we kind of gave that teacher a hard time. We were just like, we want to learn about a fucking instrument, dude. Like, and I know, like, it's vital, and we perhaps should have listened, but some of it seemed a little bit like, no shit. I don't know when we were learning of it. When I did the degree after that, we had another music business teacher. We had like a textbook, and it was a lot more informative and a bit better. The other guy was all right, but at the time we were young and like we were not down.
Right, the rebellious nature comes out for sure.
So
that
was definitely out. We saw it as like a religious figure, like this music business dude, who's like trying, like almost like he was kind of like the youth pastor, trying to like relate to you and just like,
Ew.
Nah, dude.
That's gross, man. Fucking suits. Can't trust them. What are some of your favorite under the radar bands that maybe you guys are friends with out there in Victoria or in the area that you think deserve a shout out?
Yeah. Oh man, I really wish I thought a bit more about this. Well, I can say Giant Clam, another band I play in, a math rock band. Jake, the main guy who writes everything, is really great dude, great friend of mine. Write some really cool, interesting stuff. We're going to do our album soon, actually.
Check out Vestiges in Brisbane. We played with them recently, and they're great dudes and make great music.
Shysters in Newcastle.
Shysters, yeah.
Man, we played Newcastle on like Sunday night at like a regular pub, and the area, it was like we went in like, this is going to be not that special, but that's fine because we're beat and let's play the gig and get out of here. Turned out to be the best night on like the New South Wales leg, and like Shysters were incredible, and like people were just so rowdy watching them, and they have great songs. Doughy Five in particular is a highlight. I love that fucking song.
Definitely check out Shysters.
It's a great band.
It is. Really, really good.
They've got a lot of great songs, and they're very. Their album is like not polished, which is actually really good.
Yeah, it works for them.
Yeah,
it's very different. Like some songs have a really different production, sound to them. Like, and it's fine. Kind of like a hip hop kind of mixtape.
Yeah,
you just have different sounding song production wise, and it works because everything has that unrefined quality to it that works for their style. It's really, really good. But who else? I don't want to listen to Shysters Hour or anything.
I think that's a pretty good base. I think people can kind of roll with that and get a little bit more into your head in terms of what's going on in Melbourne out there, or in Australia in general. Where can people find Future Corpse to stay in touch? I know you said you guys have 2 EPs coming out in the next year. How can people stay in touch with you guys and find more of your music?
Facebook, Instagram, Bandcamp is where it'll be released. We'll put it on Spotify as well. But yeah, definitely just those. Twitter. Twitter. Twitter's good, and we've got no followers. And
hey, 11 followers.
Oh, we got 11. Yeah, we can say that precisely because it's so low.
All right. Well, all of our listeners out there that are avid Twittersphere patrons, go check out Future Corpse. You can find them on Instagram. Their handle is just Future Corpse. So they got on that one early, which is awesome. But feel free to
no such luck. We had to put a 0 in there.
Oh, Future Corpse 0. Oh no. Well, someone's got.
Future C0RPSE. So the O substitute.
All right. Well, feel free to check them out. Tweet at them. Get the conversation going. We'll get them up to 15 followers by the end of the show. We can certainly only hope.
Hell yeah.
Good stuff, dude. Hey, well, thanks so much for coming on the show. Hope you enjoy your weekend, and looking forward to new music in the future.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks so much. Hey, thanks for having us on. This has been sweet.